Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We have completed our game-by-game predictions for every single ACC team, and now, as always, we are here with our ACC recap, just looking over our projected records for each team, and of course giving you our projected conference standings for the entire ACC. So we're not going to delay it any further, guys. We'll go ahead and jump on into it with the Atlantic Division, but I will say that both divisions this year are pretty wide open, and they're going to be way more competitive than we have seen in years past. That can definitely be said for the Atlantic Division, one that's been dominated by Clemson for years. The Tigers have some competition after falling short of winning the division just last year. We do have the Tigers, though, reclaiming that Atlantic crown. We have Clemson going 11-1, a perfect 8-0 in conference play. Again, the Tigers, guys, they're back. Everybody wants to write them off after a disappointing 2021, but Dabo Swinney has one of the best defenses in the nation this year, and I firmly believe they will fix their offensive struggles. So Clemson up at the top, followed behind with NC State and Wake Forest. And we said that those three teams, how they fare against one another, that will determine who wins the division. Clearly, we have Clemson winning both of those games over NC State and Wake Forest, and we have NC State ahead of Wake Forest, the Wolfpack getting their revenge over the Demon Deacons after their loss last year. The Wolfpack having one of the better seasons in program history by our marks, 10-2, 6-2 in conference play. Wake Forest, the reigning Atlantic champions, going 9-3, 5-3 in conference play. And again, if you want to see who these teams beat, who these teams fall to, more analysis on these teams, make sure to go check out our individual videos, again, for every single one of these ACC teams. Right behind them, guys, we have Florida State finally breaking through and making a bowl game under Mike Norvell. Last 2 years have been pretty rough. He's just 8-13 and is going into his third year with the Seminoles. We have the Seminoles finally breaking through, winning 5 conference games, going 7-5, a shot at an 8-win season. They're clearly trending in the right direction. We saw that towards the end of last year, and we believe that will finally all come together now in 2022. Boston College, right behind them, will finally have a shot to get an 8-win season, their first since 2009. Yes, it won't all come in the regular season, but if they can get to their bowl game, that's been canceled the last few years, if they can get to their bowl game and win it, they will clinch an 8-win season. Jeff Hafley doing a phenomenal job in Chestnut Hill. The Eagles have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, and to me, are going to be almost the trap game for every major opponent that they play. That's how good the Eagles can be. But again, falling short of the top half of the Atlantic, 7-5, 4-4 in conference. Right below them, Louisville comes in at 6-6. We were close to having the Cardinals coming in at 7-5, and I think really 7-5 or 8-4 is probably their max this year. We had them falling just short, going 6-6, 4-4 in conference play. Not bad for Scott Satterfield and the Cardinals. Again, they want to be consistent. They want to get to bowl games. But I know Louisville fans are getting tired of that. They want to start contending for division titles. They want to start winning 8 or 9 games consistently. So even getting to 6 wins, that could spell the end of the Scott Satterfield era in Louisville. And then finally, guys, in the Atlantic, Syracuse coming in at 3-9. I hate having the orange at this level, guys. I hate having the orange last in the Atlantic. I hate having them at just 3 wins. They have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. We've said over and over and over again that we believe Syracuse is going to be much better than their final record indicates. But unfortunately, guys, their schedule is just so brutal that even though they have the talent, even though they're going to be competitive, they're going to fall short in a lot of these close games. So the Orange 3-9, best case scenario for them, probably 5-7, just like last year, but more than likely going to spell the end of the Dino Babers era with the Orange. Moving over to the Coastal, this is the one that's very, very wide open. Pittsburgh are the reigning Coastal champions, the reigning ACC champions from last year, but they have some new threats, namely Miami in the Coastal. The U might be back, guys. We believe they are for at least a little bit because we have them winning the ACC Coastal Division. This division, guys, will actually be determined in the season finale by our marks. Miami and Pittsburgh will face off against each other in the season finale. Based on our predictions at that point in time, we have Pittsburgh sitting at 9-2, 5-2 in conference. We have Miami sitting at 8-3, 5-2 in conference. So if Pittsburgh were to beat Miami, they would win the Coastal. If Miami beats Pittsburgh, they would win the Coastal. And clearly we do have the Hurricanes winning the game over the Panthers at home, winning the game in Miami. So they would win the Coastal Division and head to the ACC Championship to play Clemson. So that's how close and competitive this game is, or this division is going to be. One game in the last game of the season will, for us, determine who wins the ACC Coastal. And that really is how a division crown should be played and how a division crown should be won. Below them, guys, still some talent. 3 straight 7-5 teams. North Carolina coming in at 7-5. They weren't great last year, but Mac Brown's going to have his team bounce back a little bit, not to where they're competing for the Coastal Crown, even though only one game separates them in conference between third place North Carolina and first place Miami, but still enough to maybe win 8 games and, obviously trending in that right direction after the departure of Sam Howell. 6-7 last year to 7-5 would still be a pretty solid year in Chapel Hill. Underneath them, Virginia Tech. Brent Pry's first year with the Hokies in Blacksburg, and we have him going 7-5. Yes, a losing record in conference play. We believe the Hokies will do pretty well in non-conference play, but the end of the year for them, those last 4 games, are extremely favorable, and we believe Virginia Tech should be able to win most of, if not all, of those games. The Hokies guys don't have much talent on offense, but a defensive-minded coach with a lot of talent on defense can do some damage, and we believe that's exactly what will happen. Underneath Virginia Tech, the last bowl-eligible team in the Coastal, Virginia. Tony Elliott comes in as the new head coach of the Cavaliers, has one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Brennan Armstrong. The Cavaliers had the 2nd-ranked passing attack in the nation last year and are going to be a threat for every single opposing defense they play. Virginia actually could get up as high as 9 wins, I feel like, in 2022, but right now we don't believe the defense is fully there. We have them at 7-5. The last 2 teams, guys, Georgia Tech and Duke, both coming in at 2-10. Neither are going to be very competitive. Both are going to struggle mightily. Duke gets more of a grace period because they're dealing with a new head coach in Mike Elko. Georgia Tech probably going to part ways with Jeff Collins after the end of this year. But ultimately, whoever finishes last in the Coastal is going to be the team that loses between Georgia Tech and Duke. And obviously, we believe the Blue Devils will fall to the Yellow Jackets as we have Duke going 0-8 in ACC play. Just got to be patient with Mike Elko after the Blue Devils had the worst defense in the nation in 2021. So there's your brief ACC recap, guys, for both divisions. As you can see now, we have the ACC Championship, Clemson and Miami. These 2 teams met in the ACC title game just a few years ago. Clemson dominated in that game. These 2 teams also will be meeting about 2 weeks prior to this ACC Championship. Miami travels to Death Valley in the second to last week of the year. So this might be the second time these 2 teams play in the span of about 3 weeks. But for the second time in the span of about 3 weeks, we believe that Clemson will take down the Hurricanes. Clemson's defense, guys, is absolutely dangerous. They're lethal. They're legit. They're one of the best in the country. And we believe that defensive line is going to do enough to pressure Tyler Van Dyke. We believe the secondary gets better over the course of the year, slows down that passing attack. And I believe Clemson's offense improves drastically from 2021, will improve drastically over the course of the year. Might even prompt a quarterback change if needed to put Cade Klubnik in for DJ Uiagalelei. But regardless, Clemson guys, they're not going anywhere. They're legit. They're still the best of the ACC, and they will reclaim that ACC crown in 2022. So guys, there you have it, our projected ACC records and standings for every single team. We have Clemson retaking the ACC in 2022. Again, if you want deeper analysis for all these teams, if you want to see game-by-game predictions for all these teams, make sure to go check out all of those individual videos. We're doing this for every single Power 5 team and the independents, of course, so make sure to keep an eye out for all of those. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. That place is home to some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the country for one of the lowest prices in the country. So make sure to go take advantage of that. Join our team today. Become a part of the GE Nation and what we are building here. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.